Yomi Vigo here, and let's have it right. Stamford Bridge was absolute chaos. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 1. Estevão's first goal, Caicedo's screamer, and Arne Slot's champions suddenly look like they've forgotten how to win a football match. Liverpool, the team that once lived for late winners, are now the team that dies by them. 3 defeats in a row. Arsenal top of the league, Slot's rebuild wobbling like a house of cards in a storm. And on the other side, Enzo Maresca's young Chelsea, limping and patched together, just produced one of the most gutsy, emotional wins of the season. Moises Caicedo doesn't score ordinary goals. He scores statements. When he struck it from 25 yards out in the 14th minute, it was like time froze. Van Dijk backed off, Mamadashvili stretched, and bang, top corner, Stamford Bridge erupted. You could hear the ghosts of that transfer saga whispering in the stands, the one that got away. Liverpool fans mocked him last May when they were lifting the title, but now they watched the Ecuadorian they almost signed send a rocket through their confidence. Caicedo's evolution is ridiculous. This is a guy who scores once in a blue moon, but every single one feels like a mural. Bournemouth from halfway, United with a volley, Betis in a European final, and now Liverpool, in the biggest moment of Chelsea's season so far. He's not just repaying his price tag, he's rewriting it. Liverpool started like they'd learned from their losses. Fast, sharp, confident. But then, that moment, Van Dijk misjudged a ball, Mamadashvili hesitated, and suddenly a routine clearance turned into a nightmare. One loose touch, one bad back pass, one open door, and Chelsea kicked it wide open. Slot's system thrives on control, but right now, it's leaking chaos. The midfield stretched, Salah's shooting radar is broken, Isak looks lost, and the chemistry is missing everywhere. You can see what Slot wants, the patterns, the rotations, the pressing, but it's not connecting. For a side built on rhythm, they're playing like a broken metronome. And when you concede late for the second week in a row, that's not just bad luck, that's a mentality crack. Let's not sugarcoat it. This wasn't a full-strength Chelsea. No Palmer, no Colwill, no Fofana, no Chalobah, no Tosin. At one point, Reece James, a right-back, was playing centre-half next to a 19-year-old. Maresca had 3 full-backs in his backline by the end. That's not a back four, that's a risk assessment. But somehow, they made it work. Achiampong and Badiashile fought until their legs gave out. Enzo Fernandez ran until his lungs were begging for mercy. Gusto turned into a nightmare for Liverpool's midfield, and even when the injuries hit, they refused to collapse. Then came the subs, Estevão, Gittins, Guiu, teenagers, all of them, and they changed the tempo. The energy flipped. Estevão started running at Robertson like he'd been doing this for years. Gittins forced saves, Enzo hit the post, and then, 95th minute, Cucurella crosses, Robertson switches off, Estevão slides in. Bedlam. Maresca sprints down the touchline like a man possessed, gets sent off for celebrating, and doesn't care one bit. Stamford Bridge turns into a movie set. Let's be honest, this isn't a blip anymore. It's a pattern. Palace, Galatasaray, now Chelsea. Every time Liverpool drag themselves back, they fall apart again. The late goals they used to score, they're now conceding them. Slot's side look exhausted, unsure and flat. The defence looks shaky without Trent. The midfield's too open. And up top, Salah and Isak look like 2 players on different planets. Gakpo's the only one carrying a spark. Slot says it's early days, that the team's still adapting. Fair enough. But champions don't lose their edge this fast. They're a point behind Arsenal now, and if they don't fix this slide fast, that title glow they had in May will fade into an identity crisis by November. And here's the real story. Enzo Maresca just earned his stripes. Under pressure, under strength, underdogs, and his team played with guts, discipline, and madness. It wasn't perfect, but it was alive. Chelsea fans saw fight, passion, and belief. And in a season where youth has been called reckless, it was a kid, Estevão Willian, 17 years old, who delivered the killer blow. When Maresca charged down that touchline, yellow card waving in the air, it wasn't just celebration, it was catharsis. The kind of win that builds a team's spine. Chelsea are coming, slowly, painfully, but you can feel it. The chaos is turning into structure.